How to speak English for hours without stopping. Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that many English learners find difficult, which is how to speak English for hours without speaking. When people think about speaking English for a long time, they usually believe that they need a very advanced level, a lot of vocabulary, and perfect grammar. However, this is not completely true. In reality, speaking for a long time depends more on your ability to manage ideas than on how many words you know. For example, a person with a basic English can speak much longer than someone with more knowledge if they know how to organize what they want to say. The problem is that many students stop speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes or because they don't know how to continue a sentence. Another important point is that speaking without stopping does not mean speaking fast. It means maintaining a constant flow of ideas, even if you need a few seconds to think. That is why learning strategies is more important than just memorize vocabulary. In this presentation, we will explain some simple but powerful strategies that can help you speak English for a longer time in a natural way. Now, Joanna will explain the first strategy.
Thank you, Diego. The first strategy is to learn how to expand your idea. Many learners give very short answers, and this limits their ability to speak for a long time. For example, if someone asks you if you like music, you could simply say, "Yes, I do," and stop there. But if you want to speak more, you need to develop your answer. You can do this by explaining your reason, give a sample or personal experience. For instance, instead of give a short answer, you could say that you like music because it helps you relax, especially when you are studying or when you feel stressed. Then you can mention the type of music you like and even talk about when you usually listen to do. By doing this, you are transforming a simple idea into a layer and more complete message. This technique does not require advanced vocabulary, it only requires practice and the intention to say more. Also, explain the idea help you feel more confident because you are not constantly stopping. You are training your brain to continue speak naturally. Now, Fanny, we talk about another important strategy.
Thank you, Joanna. Another important strategy to speak for a long time is using connectors and filler phrases. These elements help you to maintain the flow of your speech and avoid lost pause. Connectors are simple words like and because, so, or also. Even though they are basic, they allow you to connect ideas and create long sentences. For example, instead of saying separate sentence, you can combine them into one continuous idea which sounds more natural and fluent. On the other hand, filler phrases are expressions that giving you time to think where you are speaking. Sometimes, when people don't know what to say next, they stop completely. However, with filler phrases, you can continue speaking where your brain organizes the next idea. For example, you can say things like, let me think for a moment, or that interesting question. These expressions are very common even amongst native speakers, and they make your speech sound more natural. Using connectors and filler phrases together can significantly improve your ability to speak without interruptions. Now, Anderson will explain the importance of practices.
Hello, thank you, Fenish. The final strategy is consistent practice. Speaking English for a long time is a skill, and like any skill, it improve with repetition and discipline. Many students only practice English in class, but that is not enough if they want to become fluent. There are many simple ways to practice every day. For example, you can talk to yourself in English and describe what are you doing during the day. You can also try to express your thoughts in English instead of your native language, in this case Spanish. This helps your brain get used to think in English. Another useful method is practicing with other people or using digital tools. Conversations, even chores, can help you become more comfortable with speaking. The important thing is to stay consistent and not give up even if you make mistakes. Over time, you will notice that speaking becomes easier and you will be able to talk for longer periods without feeling stuck. Now, Diego will conclude the presentation.
Thanks, Anderson. In conclusion, speaking English for hours without stopping is not something impossible or exclusive to advanced speakers. It is a skill that anyone can deploy with the right strategies and enough practice. As we have explained, expanding your ideas allow you to say more with simple language, using connectors and filler phrases helps you maintain a natural flow, and practicing constantly stretch your confidence and fluency. However, the most important factor is your mindset. You need to accept that making mistakes is part of the learning process. If you focus too much on being perfect, you will stop speaking, but if you focus on communicating your ideas, you will continue improving. With time, effort, and consistency, you can reach a point where speaking English for a long time feels natural and comfortable. You will not need to think too much about each word, and your ideas will flow more easily. Thank you very much for your attention.